Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Warped Reality. This is JP the Third with VNs Now, and we are back after a brief hiatus there. Sorry about the disappearance, for lack of better words. We'll be explaining what's going on behind the scenes here at VNs Now in a video at some point. But until then, we have a new demo up for you guys. This is from Unwanted Studios. They didn't know. I was about to say no game, no life. Nobody but you, or no one but you, one of them. But I got one of the games that is on the eternal must-play list, but they have a new one, and I don't know if there's a Kickstarter or anything for it, but I was interested in playing it when I heard about it, so we're gonna jump right in. And I'm gonna stop snorting into the mic. That would probably be wise. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4. Oh, as the clock strikes midnight, the sky explodes into fire. Only that it isn't fire. It's all holographic, majestic explosions, striking stars, and all the colors of the rainbow. A pretty good imitation of Aurora Borealis, and between all that, very unsubtle advertisements for the latest model of Total Excellence Series limousines. Happy New Year. Happy 2065. The weird thing is about me playing it or choosing to play it on today is that I literally just got out from watching Blade Runner 2049, and I have a feeling that there's going to be some overlap here because Cyberpunk is Cyberpunk. The year, I'm going to make it big. By the end of the year, I'm going to make at least as much money as Total Magnetic Cars paid for the exclusive rights to Detroit's Sylvester Skies. Maybe even including the cash it took to remove all the clouds up there. Damn, okay. I like this. I like this backdrop of the sky. Am I thinking big? Hell yes I am. You won't make it unless you do. Not today. Not any longer. By the end of this year, the megacorps are going to beg me to sell to them. Omnisense will be sorry they didn't consider hiring me back then. Now someone else is going to publish it. My creation, my baby, the virtual machine. True virtual reality without the need for a neural implant. Full pentasensory output, and it all goes through the optic nerve. As long as you can see, you'll also be able to hear, touch, smell, and taste. How come I've never seen SAO and I'm already getting an SAO vibe? I had the idea during college, second semester. A seminar on bioelectronics where they discussed the possible bandwidth of data you can transfer through human nerves. It just sounds painful as all hell, I'll be honest with you. With the right kind of stimulation, the theoretical bandwidth is huge, monstrous, equivalent to an optic fiber cable with a diameter of 2 inches. More than enough to run all sensors for a virtual reality simulation through it, if you're able to figure out the right data protocol. So basically, if I'm understanding the pseudoscience here correctly, they're going to use the optic nerve as a fiber optic cable and overload the sensors with raw data in order to create a virtual reality space. Nothing can go wrong there, I'm sure. I'm sure it'll be fine. And I have it. I finally have it. I spent the last 8 months working on it, but now it's complete. It works. I already tested it. In fact, I spent so much time testing it that I would have almost forgotten the appointment I have tonight. But that's the good thing about New Year's Eve. It has a way of bringing midnight to your attention. Wow. I grab my jacket and head out for the Katsunagari? Wow. As I walk down the stairs from my room on the 62nd floor, I sigh a little. If they just gave me 15 minutes alone with that elevator, I'm sure I can get it running again. I know what they're going for with this background, but they really need to... Okay. Like I said, it's supposed to be dilapidated, but this looks abandoned. And there's a thin red line between dilapidated and abandoned. They just really need to reconsider that. That may just be me. Opening that service panel without being a citizen of Krupp would be a breach of patent law, though. 5 to 15 years of manual labor is what you'll get for that. Even though it's tech from 2030 or something like that, hugely outdated, a preschooler can fix it. No challenge at all for someone who single-handedly built the virtual machine. Okay, I know, the whole standing on the shoulders of giants thing probably means it's not just my own accomplishment. I use Ishimoto circuits, I work with Krishner's brain model AI. Still, putting it all together without access to some fancy quantum supercomputer or even a fully equipped workshop, that must count for something. And all while looking like a gigantic idiot. It was just me, a botched Sony workbench, and my trusty Mirai 1001 multi-tool that for some reason has a Mickey Mouse glove hand. Plus a lot of spare parts that I was able to buy cheaply. Yeah, I'm sure this is good. This is going to work out. This sounds like the machine that will shake the heavens. As long as I didn't really want to know which container they had fallen out of. It was probably the hardest thing I ever did. It's not like I had never built my own microelectronic devices before. I've been fiddling around with stuff since I was 7, and I built my own hologlobe when I was 9. All by myself, not just a set of pre-sorted packs you simply put together. I went to garage sales, I climbed into dumpsters, heck, I even went to the ruins of Stafford superconductors to scavenge for parts. Okay, so he's some kind of crazy super genius whose super genius isn't needed in the upgraded cyberpunk world. Gotcha. I know people still claim that the radiation inside the concrete cocoon is too high for anything except the cockroaches to survive in there, but I never believed that story about the reactor accident. That was a military attack, plain and simple. One corporation bombing another into oblivion, and then covering it up as an accident. And see, here comes the Blade Runner comparisons already. Yeah, so I took a little risk, and I got a full set of Tachyon series circuit boards from it. No risk, no reward. Though I probably wouldn't take risks like that anymore. After all, I'm no longer 9 years old. Okay, so he's a child genius whose genius is somehow not needed in the upgraded cyberpunk world of 2065 or whenever the hell this is. I'm not gonna like you, am I? In any case, I am where I am today because I never stopped improving my own skills. You are in the middle of a dilapidated building. I'm just saying, that looks pretty much abandoned. And look at where it got me. I got the prototype of my own virtual machine to work. I really got it to work, all on my own. Now, all I need is enough cash to get it onto the market. The question, okay, now that's a nice backdrop. That is highly, highly improved. As I stepped out onto the streets, that is what my thoughts mostly revolve around. Money and how to earn it. Not many legal ways to do that these days. It's not as though finding employment would be that hard. Most tech companies are always offering cold monkey citizenship, especially if they know how to handle auto assemblers. But jobs like those aren't really paid well. Plus, you also need to sign a pro forma agreement allowing your employer to buy off your intellectual property for very little money. So that's not for me. And some employment outside tech. Utani Enterprise offers citizenship to almost everybody. They pay well, and they are pretty generous about leaving their citizens some privacy. If anybody doesn't get the reference, and my god, why wouldn't you get this reference? Utani Enterprise is a reference to Alien. Tachyon Particles is, I believe, Star Trek, and several of the other Bosch, Sony, Blade Runner. There's a lot of sci-fi and cyberpunk references and nudges here and there, but they haven't. I'm curious as they probably can get away with it. Excuse me, as long as they don't actually show anything from the properties, because Utani is a name. I mean, they can get away with it just by kind of smudging it over. I mean, if they started calling it Wayland Utani, then they have an issue. However, working on the moon, not really something I'd consider. So it all boils down to the usual. Find some independent contractor jobs, hopefully those of the adequately paid kind. And finding those means going where I was planning to go anyway. The Kitsunagari. If you've never been to Detroit, you won't have heard of the Kitsunagari. Heck, chances are you'll never have heard of the Kitsunagari even if you've been to Detroit. But if you were born in Detroit, there's no chance you would have made it through your teens without getting brain flesh at the Kitsunagari at least once. So this is Detroit. Why do cyberpunk stories happen in Chicago or Detroit? Or San Francisco? Maybe it's a little unfair to put it like that. The Kitsunagari isn't just another hangout for flashheads. In fact, it's probably the most important place for exchanges between webbers and people offering jobs for webbers all throughout Detroit. It's just that the Kiss and the Guard's bad reputation isn't entirely undeserved. Oh, okay, what is that? Because that looks okay. I think the appeal of the main character's machine is that you don't need an optical implant to use. But that would depend on the level of cyberization in the world. I mean, if most people are cyberized, at least on the optical level, if their eyes have some kind of implant, then they don't need his invention, and this is why this is important. And I know I'm getting off on a tangent here, but I'm doing good on time. Whether or not his invention has any real world impact determines what kind of character he is. Is he just some kind of blowhard that puts himself on a pedestal and really the world has kind of left him behind? Or is he actually a genius who is actually trying to get something that is actually profitable and we need to take him seriously? This is something that you kind of got to answer early on, so maybe the scene will do it, maybe not. But if not, then you do kind of have to answer that early on. We need to know how much to actually invest in what the main character is saying. Yeah, my 2 cents anyway. I walk into the bar, and a steady murmur of voices talking in 15 different languages immediately engulfs me, as does the familiar stench of a multitude of people whose last encounter with a shower was something like a week ago. Happy New Year, Jotun. So apparently our name is Kazu. Who thought that outfit was a good idea? Jotun grunts in response to my greeting. I'm one of the Kiss and the Guard's regulars, though I suppose I wasn't really here as often as I could have been over these last few months. I wonder if that's a reference to the game Jotun. It might be. I don't know. Working at the virtual machine took quite some time. It doesn't look as though too much has changed in here. At the very least, Jotun hasn't changed. In fact, he hasn't changed at all since I first met him when I was like 15 and first visited the Kiss and the Guard. No idea how long Jotun's been here, but he gives off the impression that he's always been here, and he'll always be here. Timeless, like a rock or something like that. Or at the very least, that's unshakable. The Kiss and the Guard sure sees its share of shady people, but as far as I know, there's never been a fight here. Jotun's presence alone has been enough to make people reconsider any sort of aggressive behavior. Any messages for me? Jotun shakes his head in amusement, and he's right. Why would someone leave me a message? I'm just another webber to these people here. Just one in a crowd of too many people capable of coding web applications. Sure, that's going to change as soon as I get the virtual machine out, but until that happens... I walk into the back of the bar and find a free space at one of the holo terminals, putting my credit chip on the reader tablet. Immediately, an advertisement pops up. 5 times the data limit for all of January the 1st if you use Omnis to pay for terminal use. Well, sorry about that, fellas. No corporation currency on my credit chip, just good old-fashioned dollars. No Solari, no fresh wowzers, and certainly no freaking Omnis from freaking OmniSense. Well, I like the fact that he's kind of got a grudge here. Fresh wowzers and Solari. I'm pretty sure those are both references, but they're flying over my head at the moment. The lengths these corps go to make you install their money on your devices, it's insane. Information on cash flow can't possibly be worth that much. Or can it? It can. Just wait until Bitcoin actually achieves what it's setting out to do. At least we've now gone over almost a year without corp currency crashing someone's credit chip, or even worse, someone's PID. I can't imagine how bad it must be for a citizen of some megacorp to have their personal identification device bricked out. No access to your money, no access to your car, getting locked out of your own home. Pretty scary when you think about it. Even scarier if I remember that I once thought it was a good idea to apply for citizenship. Oh, random person. Well, you're really moody today, aren't you? Oh, hi there. Didn't see you coming. Yeah, that's what it looked like. You were totally blanking out in front of that screen. That's that interesting? Of course not. Just thinking. Yeah. Not brooding over how all the good jobs are already taken, eh? And none of your business, Leet. Ah, come on, Kaz. That wasn't called for. I'm guessing Leet is some kind of curse. Look, I'm not in the mood to fight today, so... Oh, you're not? No. But you called me lead anyway. Yeah, so it is some kind of insult. Shit, she's right. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry. I didn't mean to. It just slipped out. And I thought we had an agreement. I thought we didn't want to remind each other of... We have an agreement. Really, it was an accident. Please, Sil, an accident. She looks at me, and I can still see the anger in her eyes. Really? Because the art doesn't pull that out at all. It looks like she's actually sitting on us from this angle. You know what? We're moving on. I can understand her, and she's right. I promise never to use that name again. It's a real name, you know. Lead. Short for Letitia? Or apparently Letitia. Whatever. She usually goes by the name of Silverslip, or Sil for her friends. Sil's one of the best webbers I know. Dedicated, skillful, and reliable. And if she was a little better at tooting her own horn, she'd already be an executive level citizen at some major tech corp. Yeah, she and I were together once, a few years ago. Not for long. Just long enough to find out that it didn't really work. Really? Because again, it looks like she's sitting on us. Don't get me wrong, in theory she and I are very much compatible. And I hit the mic. I apologize for hitting the mic. We're both webbers, we both have a few shared interests aside from that, and we both think the world would be better off without all those megacorps constantly at war with one another. And in this game, apparently you need a couple of women to be interested in you. I think I know where this is going, and I probably am not going to like it. However, in practice, there was less physical attraction between the two of us than I first thought. I mean, Sil is really cute, I won't deny it, but she isn't really hot, if you know what I mean. Oh, Jesus. Dude, stop trying to get us into trouble. In hindsight, I suppose I shouldn't have told that to her face. No. No, you idiot. Can't really blame her for being angry because of that. Still, we both got over it, and today, we're even friends again. So, okay, so Lead isn't a curse, and you do not assault a woman to her face. Mostly. I learned that one from experience. I suppose I got it coming. I mean, why am I even bothering about why you're here at the terminal alone on New Year's Eve? Look, Sil, I appreciate the thought. I really do. It's good to know someone gives a damn about how you're feeling. And please, believe me, angering you was the last thing I had in mind. Sil looks at me, and I can see her anger slowly fading. She's always been quick to anger, but equally quick to forgive. Alright then, alright. So, what is it that brings you here tonight? You guessed it, looking for work. Still nothing major to report from VMware Ltd. VMsoft Ltd, the company I registered for marketing the virtual machine once it's ready. I smile. Well, I suppose it's not really quite the right time for a major press release, but you can expect to see my brand take off pretty soon, within the next few weeks if I'm lucky. Hey, that's good news. So you're finally close to getting through that. How did you call it? Roadblock of roadblocks? Even better, I am through. You are? It's all working. The prototype is complete. Congratulations. Thanks. Any chance you are now telling me what the big deal about it is? I fully enjoyed this moment and showed her my widest possible grin, which looks at completely the same as every other grin I've given so far in this game. Nope. Ah, come on. You've been teasing me with this for so long now, and... Sorry, Sil. No chance. Not before I got it registered. Pretty please. Just a few details. Really? No, I can't. I'll even give you one of the jobs I scored tonight. A good one. Protein folding from Miyashima. Whoa, that is a good job. Miyashima pays more than decently. It's even non-trivial work. Not the usual boring menial code monkey task. I'm seriously considering to take Sil's offer. If it's serious money. How much does it pay? 8.4. Imperial yen, that is. That's almost $1,000. And it's not... yeah, that's almost $1,000, and it's not even corp currency. Really not shabby. I didn't really want to tell anybody about my innovation, but this is a really good opportunity. I could really use the money. So now we get to see if he's blowing smoke, or if this is a real thing. And it's not as though Sil is going to be able to do anything with just the information. It took me months to work out the protocol. She couldn't replicate my work just by knowing what it is. Something tells me she will. Still, I really wanted to keep this secret. Now what do I do? What the heck? I didn't know that the choices would hinge on it. Something tells me that, because she could always sell it or whatever, but we'll take the job. 8,400 Impians, right? 8,400 Impians, right? 8-4, exactly. I smile. Alright, it's a deal. Transfer me the job. And I really want to see if this guy's blowing smoke. So smiled and takes her memory plug out from behind her right ear, handing it to me. Topmost folder, coded to my retina. I dock the plug into the hollow terminal and access it. Sure enough, the topmost folder is named Miyashima Job 641231. As I try to open it, the prompt for a retina scan pops up. Your turn. I move to the side so that Syl can take my place in front of the screen and stare into the prompt. A second later, the folder unlocks. It would be nice if they had some kind of effect right here, some kind of digital effect to show. It doesn't have to be little information, it could just be random nonsense code. But just to kind of give us an idea that they're not just staring into the void. I'm just saying. Alright, you can grab it now. Syl lets me return to the terminal, and I take a quick look at the job. Sure enough, protein folding, 75 gigablips of data, 8,400 Imperial Yen, everything as she said. So, wait a minute. Imperial Yen would mean that the Japanese Empire is still a thing. That is going to require some backstory. I transfer the job files into my personal account and it automatically disappears from Syl's memory plug. An automated message pops up telling me that Miyashima Enterprises have been notified of the change of service provider. Alright, Kaz, the job is yours, now spill the beans. Smiling, I move Syl's plug from the terminal and hand it back to her. So you want to know, you really want to know what I've been working at these last months, right? I do, Kaz. And you want me to tell you. Syl bumps her fist into my upper arm. Spill the beans, damn it. Alright. So my big secret is... I take a deep breath. This is going to be good. Pentasensoric virtual reality. Syl mouth widens in disappointment. Blowing smoke. What? But that's not news. That's just plain old Me Too tech. Without the need for a neural implant. Syl's mouth closes again. Her disappointment starts turning into confusion. What? Okay, so he's not blowing smoke. This is actually a thing. You heard me. 11th gen virtual reality, but without the need for brain surgery. But that... I don't see... How? How did you do it? How did you get the information into the optic nerve through monomolecular fibers, the same that are used for cybernetic eye implants? You're routing all that information for 5 entire senses through one single nerve? And the human brain can actually understand that mess? 2 nerves. I use both eyes. Syl is now at a loss for words. It's absolutely beautiful to see her fall apart in disbelief like that. But that would require a data exchange protocol that directly translates VR code into synaptic biofeedback. You're right, it does. Are you saying that you actually... Syl shakes her head in amazement. Yeah, I know. I'm a genius. I am not gonna like this guy. Syl puts one hand in front of her mouth, then starts smiling madly. You're not already selling shares of that company of yours. What was its name again? VMsoft. But no, I'm not selling shares. If what you're telling me is true, you should. You totally should. I'll consider it. And as soon as you do that, please, Kaz, drop me a line. I totally want to be a part of that. Wow, are you that excited? Of course I am. I mean, what's not to be excited about? This is going to be the next big thing. 11th gen VR for no modders. She might be right about that. There's quite a few people who refuse to modify their body with technology. That's what we needed to go. Thank you very much. With technology like neural implants or even brain links, the virtual machine works for anybody, even the unaugmented. I'll drop you a line, Syl. I promise. Thanks. But you probably understand now why I didn't just try to get this project crowdfunded, right? Yeah, definitely. So, not a word to anybody. Not a word. Understood. Good. I take my credit chip from the hollow terminal reader and stand up. Oh, you're going already? Yeah, I just came here to find work for the next few days. Thanks to you, that's taken care of. Syl looks at me with what I think is a bit of disappointment in her eyes. something wrong. I was hoping that you would stay a little longer. For a drink or something like that. Sorry, Phil. Not today. Alright then. Yeah. I pretty much called her role in the story. Later. See you, Kaz. As I leave the Kisanagari, it's just starting to rain. Really? Because it doesn't look like rain. I mean, looks as clear as a... You know what? It's a demo. I shouldn't be this hard on it. Figures. Now that the holographic fireworks are over, there's just no more need to keep the sky cloudless. I start walking a bit faster than usual. Not that it's particularly cold. Detroit has seen the last snow a decade before my birth. But it still might be residue from the chemicals they use for clearing the sky in the rain. They say these chemicals are harmless, but the corps say a lot. As I'm about to pass a corner... Jesus, who are you? His design just looks weird. Maybe it may just be how it's layered. And they got a lot to polish on that one. Jesus. Yo, Kay, wait a minute, will you? I turn around. Yeah, I know that voice. Unfortunately. Hey, Watt, how's it hanging? Straight and along, Kay. Straight. I'm not gonna like you either. Watt's smiling, but I can see it in his eyes that he's faking it. He's not as well as he's trying to make me think he is. You alright, buddy? You look a little shaky. Nah, Kay, I'm fine. Just peachy. Did you see the fireworks? Sure did, Watt. Nice show this year. Damn nice it was. That new Toto's a real beauty, isn't it? Nah, not my type of car. Too big for my taste. And then you read the ads. They bought a new lane just for their excellent series. 1,650 feet, exclusively for them. Still not my type of car. That's something for stuck-up execs who are still paying their insurance premiums for the corpse they're married to. Smash the system, AK? Yeah, smash the system, Watt. Watt awkwardly smiles and scratches his head. By the way, Kay. Alright, here it comes. Yeah. You, don't happen to have a little, something for me? Oh, you're a junkie, aren't you? I knew it. Watt, I thought you stopped using it. I did, man, I did. I stopped using it for over 3 months. And now, you're hooked again? I'm not hooked, Kay. I'm definitely not hooked. Then why are you asking me for... I just need a little pick-me-up. Just to keep me going a little more. Look, Watt, I already told you that I can't help you with that anymore. When I'm sorry. Japanese is easier for me than Chinese, and I don't know why. Kowloon, I'm going with? Yeah. Kowloon made that hostile takeover of the Michigan Transweb last fall. They cracked down on Overdrive source code hard, and I... No overdrive, Kay. Absolutely no overdrive. No. Then what? Just a little Nova, Kay. One little Nova's enough. Sheesh. I really don't know what to make of that. Nova. The last time Watt's been on Nova must have been, what, 3 years ago? Since then, he's either been clean or on harder data than Nova. I'm glad it's not overdrive anymore. It was the worst kind of electronic upper you can imagine. But Nova? It either means Watt's really getting better, or is really desperate. Watt sees my hesitation and tries extra hard. Please, Kay. Please, Kay. You know how chill I get on Nova. It's really good stuff. Nova's not good stuff, Watt. It fires a few hundred of your brain cells so that you think you're seeing interesting colors. But they are such nice colors. They taste so well in my ears. You know what? We're going away now. Yeah, I know, it's hard to see someone suffer like that, especially if he's one of your oldest friends. I can't remember a time where I didn't know Watt. I knew him when people still called him Spiff, and I'm probably the only one who got his nose bloody more than once defending him against people bullying him for having such a lame name. Japanese first names were all the rage back then. It's right after Mishima Heavy Industries had taken over the Detroit government and given everyone a job who wanted one. Again, I'm pointing out references I'm sure people already know. Mishima Heavy Industries is a nod to Mishima Heavy Industries. That's a Tekken reference. I mean, my other friends were called Tomo, Hisa, Aya, and Chiaki. No one in their right mind would have named their son Spiff. I wonder if that's a reference to one of their old games. We went to the same preschool together, then through the same elementary school, the same junior high school, the same high school. Then he dropped out because he needed to earn money for his family, and when I next saw him, I had finished college and he was, Well, he was like he is now. He really has nothing. No life, no future, no perspectives whatsoever. Probably not even a steady place to live at, unless he's squatting in some ruins again. I can totally understand why he wouldn't want to face the reality of something like that. Still. Look, what? Please, Kay, you've got to help me. You've got to. I'm not sure I'm helping you if I give you some Nova now. But you have some Nova with you, haven't you? No. Oh. I could code a dose, though. Only takes a minute. 3rd-gen electronic drugs are laughably simple to write. Nothing more than an easily taken care of favor. But am I doing Watt a favor by giving him what he wants, or by not giving it to him? Then, if you could just spare $5, a guy I know lives just around the corner. He probably has what I need, too, so... Damn, what do I do? Really? This is an option you're giving us? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, first I'm going to admit that I do like this turn between this character and the last one. It's a little bit more human than I was expecting. And I do like that. It's a little... it's not very deep, but it is there, and I do appreciate that. You're not going to get a lot of depth in a demo, I know. But secondly, I'm going to do the old trick of going through both choices off screen to decide which one I prefer, at least for this playthrough. What I may do is just pick one now and one later, or just do an alternate run or something. I don't know. The point is that the video is stopping here. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video so far. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And that is vnsnow.com. vnsnow.com for all your visual novel needs. And I don't know how long this demo is going to go, but yeah, we'll write it out, see what happens, and in the next one we'll deal with our junkie friend and go from there.